Your back will never look wide. Not because you're not working hard enough. Not genetics. Because you've been skipping the one exercise that actually builds width your entire training career. Here's what should genuinely make you angry. That impossible cobra spread back on the biggest guy in your gym. He's not training harder than you. Not lifting heavier. Not spending more hours in there. He's doing one 15-second movement most guys are too proud to do because it doesn't look heavy enough to flex about. Stick around, because by the end of this video, that excuse disappears completely. Let's rip this band-aid off immediately. Every guy chasing that cobra spread back attacks it the same predictable way. Pull-ups, lat pull-downs, rows. Fine exercises. Nobody's calling them useless. But here's the brutal reality. Months turn into years and the back stays. Fine, solid, big even. But never that jaw-dropping, impossible-looking width that makes people do a double take from across the gym. Here's the truth nobody's told you. This was never about training back harder. It's about training one specific pattern almost everyone accidentally ignores. Let's fix that. Right now, mistake number one. And it's the exact reason your big back still doesn't look wide. Rows, deadlifts, every pulling variation you've been grinding through. They build thickness, density, that slab of muscle look when you're facing straight on. Genuinely impressive. But that's not the whole picture. Width, the dramatic taper everyone's actually obsessed with, comes from exactly one movement pattern. Straight arm, shoulder extension pulling. Straight arm pull-downs, pullovers. Wide grip pull-ups with a full stretch at the top. Not the half-rep garbage most guys call training. Here's why this matters biomechanically. Your lats don't respond identically to every angle. Rows hammer your mid-back fibers. Straight arm patterns stretch and torch the outer. Wide lat fibers, the exact tissue responsible for that spread you've been chasing since you started lifting. Bottom line, if 90% of your back training is rowing, you're building a thick back while completely starving the muscle fibers that actually create width. Here's the shortcut. And no, it's not some underground secret exercise. It's one you've probably butchered your entire training career. Straight arm pull-downs. Most guys either skip it completely or bend their arms halfway through the movement, accidentally converting it into a garbage tricep exercise instead of the lat-stretching weapon it's supposed to be. Here's the fix. Arms locked straight. Minimal bend just to protect the elbow joint. Full aggressive stretch overhead. Then pull down in a controlled arc to your thighs, crushing your lats at full contraction. Here's why this movement is the actual shortcut. It isolates the lats completely, without your biceps or upper back sneaking in to steal reps, which happens on every single pull-up and row you've ever done. Pure, uninterrupted, brutal tension on exactly the fibers responsible for width 2-3 sets. Twice a week. That's the entire investment required. And it's directly attacking what 90% of guys accidentally neglect while they're too busy chasing a heavier route to post on their story. Quick myth to obliterate. Why does almost nobody prioritize this? Because it's not impressive. You can't stack 4 plates on it. There's no ego-lifting moment, no personal record to brag about at the water cooler, no chain hanging off your waist for a weighted rep count. It looks boring next to a heavy deadlift. Here's the truth that should genuinely bother. You opt the exercises that build the most visible. Transformation in your entire physique are almost never the ones that look impressive on camera. Straight arm pull-downs won't get you a single like, but done with brutal consistency, they'll build you the exact silhouette guys spend years chasing without ever getting close. Ego lifting builds strength. Precision work builds the shape that actually makes people stop and stare. So here's exactly how to weaponize this shortcut without abandoning what already works. Keep your rows. Keep your pull-ups, non-negotiable for thickness and raw strength. But ADD straight arm pull-downs or pullovers as a finisher, 2 to 3 sets at the end of every single back session. No exceptions. Focus on the stretch at the top and the crush at the bottom, not the number on the weight stack. This isn't an ego lift. It's a surgical tool, and it demands to be treated like one. Commit to this for 8 to 12 weeks straight, and you'll experience something most guys never do in their entire training life. Visible, undeniable width appearing from behind, sometimes before your overall back size has even changed. Bottom line, 90% of gym bros ignore this because it doesn't feel heavy, doesn't look impressive, and doesn't fit the more weight equals more gains mentality drilled into every single one of them since day one. But width was never built by ego. It's built by precision, one movement executed correctly, done with relentless consistency, targeting exactly the fibers everyone else is unknowingly skipping. Add straight arm pull-downs to your next back day. Stop chasing thickness alone. Start training for the width you've actually wanted this entire time and never got. Train smart. Train precise. Let's go. And if this just exposed the exercise you've skipped your entire training life, subscribe now. Because the next shortcut we break down might completely rewire how you train your next muscle group too.